Hello, my name is Tala. The following presentation will describe the main features of the Empire Indo-Mediterranean 600/200 BCE. Indo-Mediterranean. The Indo-Mediterranean is the region of lands around the Mediterranean Sea that have a Mediterranean climate with mild and rainy winters and dry summers. An empire is like a state only with one more layer of government. States generally have at least 4 levels of administration. Empires have 5. An empire is generally made up of a lot of states joined together. Sometimes these states are still mostly independent. Sometimes they are totally part of the empire. The usual pattern of the empires is that one state, for whatever reason, becomes stronger than its neighbor and conquers them, creating an empire. The more it conquers, the stronger it gets, and so it conquers more and more of its neighbors. Persians Empire, 550/330 BCE. The Persian is a group of Indo-European. Cyrus II is the leader of the Achaemenids. It took Cyprus less than a decade to conquer the Medes. He then moved on to seize control of the Anatolian Peninsula and the Greek city-states nestled along the Peloponnesian western edge. The Achaean Empire, 454/404. Greece was a collection of city-states sprinkled across the tip of the Peninsula. Darius died before he could have another go at the Athenians. The following year, the Greeks defeated the remains of the empire of the Persians' army at Plateau. Xerxes died in 456 BCE, and with the threat from Persia. Alexander's Empire, 330/323 BCE. Macedonia was a small woodland kingdom north of Greece. In 358 BCE, Philip II became the Macedonian king. He was succeeded by his son Alexander, barely 20 years old. Alexander forced Emperor Darius III, 336/330, to flee for his life. He was also a builder. Alexander's mother once told him that his real father was not Philip but Apollo. And then the Ptolemaic Empire, 323/30 BCE. After conquering as far east as the Indus River Valley, Alexander the Great returned to Babylonians. Today Israel, where he did in 324 BCE, 23 BCE. They built roads from the Nile to new ports on the Red Sea. Ptolemy I became the god king between 307 and 186 BCE. Upper Egypt broke away and was governed by separate parents of Nubian origin. The Seleucid Empire, 312 BCE/34 BCE. Little by little after Alexander's death, his generals almost immediately set to warring against one another. As he moved his army into area in 305 BCE, the ruler of rising Ura Empire and his 9,000 war elephants, Seleucus Treaty, led to expanded trade across the empire, broke off or were gobbled up by neighbors until 9 BCE. The Marian Empire, 322/488 BCE. By 500 BCE, the Persian Empire controlled the area between the Hindu Kush Mountains and the Indus River. After his death, Alexander the Great and his generals found to control of the eastern part of had been Persia Empire and considered as the Indus region. Kahar gave him a daughter in marriage and went home with a consolation prize 500 war elephants. Legend says that they killed 909 of his brothers in order to secure the throne for himself. The government carefully kept track of their coming. Reflection. So now I will just quickly reflect on our statement of inquiry for this unit. The global context for this was orientation in space and time, which strongly links to our statement of inquiry, which was empires have developed at different times in different locations. What I understood by this is that you can find many empires at different times, like then and now, and the locations have also changed. I have learned many things in the unit regarding the empires that developed in the Indo-Mediterranean region. One is that empires are important and that they are either ruled by emperors or empresses. Another thing I learned was that empires are bigger than kingdoms. These empires developing was an important event in history in that time and location, because if the countries didn't take over one another, they wouldn't have the things we have over today. I feel that these empires were fun and fascinating to know and learn about. Others may feel different and may not like to know about the history of empires. Thank you for listening.